Boyfriend broke up with me for merely asking about, not for, an open relationship. Hi, everyone. I am a 26 female and dating a 24 male. We've been together about 2 years now and was looking forward to getting engaged. Well, I guess I fudged that up because my boyfriend broke up with me. Some backstory. I had been a bit promiscuous as a young girl in middle school, but honestly, most of those relationships hookups were with guys that were jerks and just took advantage of me for sex. I don't regret the experiences, but I do regret the people. My boyfriend, on the other hand, was a virgin until senior year when we met. Admittedly, I tried to sleep with him on our first date, and he said he wasn't into that, but it's because he was shy and hadn't lost his virginity yet, so we took it slow. He never asked about my past life at that point, and I never volunteered anything. As we started dating and opened up to him about my past, he was really accepting of it. But I could also tell he was extremely embarrassed and ashamed of his situation of being a virgin until late in college. Anyways, he assured me that he accepted me and that he loved all of me, even my past. Honestly, when I asked for an open relationship, it had nothing to do with his sexual performance or the size of his penis before anyone smartass accuses me. My thinking was that by opening things up, maybe he could have more experiences like I had with other people, one night stands, Tinder hookups, etc. And yeah, especially now that he wasn't a virgin anymore and I taught him how to be a good sex partner, that would be something that he would appreciate and go for. Well, I guess not cause when I asked about it, I never even got to explain my reasoning behind it because he broke up with me before I could even get to it. The conversation basically went like this. So, T, I was thinking, and we both want to take our relationship forward, right? Since we're still young and trying to experience all the good things about the world, I was thinking, and I just wanted to know if maybe, well, what are your thoughts on an open relationship? Immediately, he started verbally abusing me and calling me a worthless, lying slut and all of these other horrible things that men should never call a woman. It's been 2 nights now since he decided to break up and block my number, but I'm still frustrated as F about this whole thing. Has anyone ever successfully come back from a question like this? What I mean by that is I wish that he would reconsider, because, well, his anger may have definitely clouded his judgment about the whole thing. I don't need an open relationship, and I'm not a slut. So please be nice. I just want the happiness and security that all women deserve. Let's see comments. Asking for an open relationship usually means that you are already fucking a few PPL. You just told him that you were cheating. It's wrong. He screamed at you and called you names, but he's well within his right to not want to share his partner. A lot of people can't cope with the idea of it, and once it's there, they never feel like they are enough. He is just as much as you are within his right to be in a relationship where he feels loved and secure. He probably feels very insecure right now. You two just aren't compatible, and that's perfectly fine. You do you, and likewise let him do what he wants. He doesn't want an open relationship. Therefore, he broke up with you because he feels you do want one. He did you both a favor. No, your relationship is over. Regardless of your intentions, he has decided that you are not satisfied with him and triggered his insecurities and fear of being cheated on. He will never trust you, no matter what you say or do. Just accept that he was not the right person for you and move on. Why would you want to go back to someone who would be so disrespectful toward you? Why would you try to push a happy man into an open relationship? You are not ready to be engaged, much less in a serious relationship. Spend some time single and learn about yourself. Whose standards are you not a slut? Also, if sleeping around is good, then why do you think the word slut is bad? This begs a bigger question. Who defines slut? Is it the person themselves, the people they are trying to attract, or society? I think his thought pattern went something like this. If he was saving his virginity, which he probably wasn't, it sucks that he lost it to someone who cares so little for him that she wouldn't mind home sleeping with other people. When you asked that question, you made it clear that you wanted to sleep with other men. That is a deal breaker for most guys. Also, you were sleeping with guys in middle school, like 6th and 7th grade. That kind of history would certainly scare most guys too, because it suggests some sort of sexual trauma in your past. If that isn't true in your case, then fine, but it would scare most guys anyway. Let's see another story. I, 28 female, wanted an open relationship. I now regret it, and my husband, 26 male, doesn't want to close it. So basically, our relationship was good, and we still loved each other very much, but things had started to feel a bit stale. I had read online that opening your relationship can help bring some more life into it. He was at first hesitant, but agreed after we set down some rules. The rules were that we didn't want each overseeing people we both know, such as mutual friends. We didn't need to tell each other about random hookups, but we did need to tell each other if we started seeing someone beyond just hookups. Nothing really happened for the first month, but then I started hooking up with guys on dating apps, and a few weeks later, my husband started having a few hookups every now and then. After 2 months, I met this guy at work, and we hit it off. He showed interest, and I told him I was in an open, married, he didn't mind, and we started dating. For about a year, this went on, and my husband only had hookups. Then he told me he started seeing someone called Max, and so I was excited for him and asked some questions, basically asking where he met them and if she was cute. He was a bit awkward around the questions, but answered them, saying they had met at a club and that he found them very cute. This again went on for about 2 years. My husband had met my partner Jake and got on very well. I still had never met Max and had seen very few pictures of her, but my husband seemed happy. One of the things that first pushed me to consider an open relationship is that I'm pretty kinky, and my husband was strictly vanilla. He was willing to do some things for me, but not much, which I respected, which is why it surprised me when I found a box of kinky things such as outfits and toys that were not mine. I brought it up with him, and he seemed embarrassed and told me that he had gotten them for Max. I asked if we could do some more kinky things in the bedroom. He said sure, but when we did it, he didn't seem too into it. Well, about a month ago, Jake told me he had to move country as our company was transferring him. He said he didn't think he could handle a long-distance relationship, and while he loved me, he wanted to break up for now. I was in pieces, and my husband comforted me through it. Jake left the country yesterday. Today, I sat my husband down and told him that I wanted to close our relationship, that I hadn't seen anyone else since I started dating Jake, and that now that he's gone, I only want him. He got quiet and told me he doesn't want to. This shocked me, really. He explained that he really liked being with Max and doesn't want to end things. I didn't really understand because he doesn't talk about her much or bring her around, so I didn't think it was that serious. I told him again that I wanted it to be just us, and that if he continues to see anyone else after this point, I would now consider it cheating. He told me I'm being unfair, but I didn't want to listen anymore, and I told him to get out. He grabbed some clothes and left. I thought he would stay at a friend's house, but I found out after calling them that he's probably with Max right now, and I'm just so upset. I don't know what to do. How do I convince him this is best for us? Let's see comments. If Jake was still around, or you would still want the open relationship. Now that he is gone, things look good for your hubby, but not for you. Let's just face the fact that you are very self-centered, and this has backfired on you. Hopefully, he leaves this marriage. It's only best for you now because you lost your guy. Open marriages rarely work. You're being very selfish. Just go your separate ways already. You're being extremely unfair and sound toxic as F. It's not all about you. Your husband didn't want it to start, but you talked him into it. Now you've decided if he continues, it's cheating. You've made your own bed. Now lie in it. Well, 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 if this isn't the consequences of my actions. Don't say it was for the best or to spice things up. You just wanted to sleep around with other men under the false idea of an open relationship. And once it stopped working for you, now you want to cry and close things up. Well, no, miss thing. This is the consequences of your actions. Now you got to pay up for what you did. I'm sorry to say, but I think you're being deeply selfish here. You only want to close the relationship because it no longer benefits you. You weren't bothered when he was reluctant or when he didn't have another relationship, but now that it feels unfair, you want to stop him from enjoying his relationship. He didn't want this. You convinced him. You watched him develop a connection. He comforted you through your breakup, and now you want to force him to go through the same pain so you can have him all to yourself again without any concern for him being in pieces to lose Max. Let's see another story. Girlfriend suggested an open relationship. I'm 29 male. She's 25 female. We've been together for 5 years. As most relationships start, in the beginning, everything was absolutely great and continued so for the last 5 years with just one minor exception, the sex. What initially was passionate, frequent, and extremely enjoyable sex life turned into rejections, excuses, and pity sex. Let's just get it over with. This lack of sex has been going on for about 2 years, starting from once a week to maybe once every 2 months. The thing is, she's incredibly good looking, 10 tenths, and that doesn't help my cause. When I see her in her shorts, pouncing around the house, pardon my French, I want to F her more than anything else, only to be turned down to a cold shower and lonely fap. Who has been through this understands the situation very well. So, about 1 year ago, I told her then, I'm not happy without sex life. She understood perfectly that it's not normal, just that she doesn't feel the need for sex. I recommended therapy, asking her gyno, online guides, etc., etc. She said she's going to make a change. That is yet to happen despite my efforts. I even made appointments to therapists, which she canceled. I was on the point of breaking up with her, but I didn't show it and didn't really want to, as we really love each other and we're getting along great. So, I had the sex conversation with her again for the millionth time, and this is when she completely took me by surprise. Her answer, she tells me that she's been talking with her friends about our issue and reading a lot online, and that it would be very beneficial to our relationship if I could satisfy my physical needs outside the relationship and the emotional within the relationship. She asked me if I'm capable of leaving emotions out of sex with a stranger, and she only has 3 rules. 1. Never bring the girl to our home. 2. Always wear a condom. 3. Always tell her about it and not hide it. All this sounds like heaven, right? Having a great girlfriend and also being able to have sex with any other girl. Well, here's my dilemma. Since the beginning of our relationship, we established that we would have 0 tolerance for cheating. While me smashing other girls is not technically cheating, I'm not sure she can handle it. Recently, before we had the open relationship talk, I told her that I talked to a female coworker and that we're getting along great. She tried to hide the fact that she's jealous, but eventually admitted that even if I did nothing wrong, she still doesn't like it and feels really awful. What I fear is that if I actually do go ahead and have sex with someone else, she won't be able to handle it and realize it only after it's too late. I already discussed this with her, and she assured me 100% that she's going to handle it as long as I promise that I can keep the feelings out of it. Right when we talked about the open relationship, I also asked her if she wants to have sex with other men. I asked because I feared she popped up the open relationship discussed simply because she has someone she wants to F and wants an excuse. She said that no way she wants to have sex with anyone, and her only request is that she's allowed to kiss other guys but nothing more, ever. So, our understanding is that I can have sex with anyone I want, and she can kiss anyone she wants as long as we tell each other and don't hide it. It's been 1 month since I'm free to sleep with anyone, and I haven't even tried yet because I fear she's not going to be able to handle it. I fantasize about smashing other girls a lot, and I don't know how long I can keep it up without acting on it. I was thinking of lying to her that I slept with someone just to see how she would react. If she reacts positively, then I will do it for real. If she can't handle it, I will tell her the truth that I didn't actually do it. But I'm afraid that might backfire. People of Reddit who are in open relationships, I would love your wisdom and advice. Let's see comments. I highly doubt she will limit it to just kissing other guys if you are allowed to have sex with other girls. You are treading on thin ice in this relationship. Someone is going to get hurt, and I would not be surprised if it is you. Have the two of you considered couples counseling? It might help if you want to save your relationship. Your girlfriend suggested an open relationship. She outlined the rules and you accepted them. One of them was that you be honest with her. However, you're considering lying to her about having slept with someone out of fear that she's lying about how she would react. That's not good. If you can't trust each other, that's not a good place to be starting an open relationship. If you're worried about proceeding, you need to do what you agreed to do, which is to be honest with her. Tell her your concerns. Communication is important in all relationships.